piece. Galway came up with another way of looking at this. He had these words here, self one and self two. I mentioned them very briefly yesterday. And what he'd say about these was people have kind of challenged him on this, about is this left and right brain? Is it, and they'll try and form parallels with other psychological models. And he'll say, no. He said, I invented these terms, so I get the right to define them, which was a wonderfully arrogant moment, which I at least enjoyed. But it's so this is not the truth. It's just a really useful lens to look at some kinds of activities through. And you may find parallels fine. Self one and self two. My understanding of where this came from was that as he was an educationalist, went through Harvard, was in the military, and at some point in what he was doing, took a sabbatical, went back to his native California, and was doing some things around tennis and exploring various things, and started giving tennis lessons. He'd been a really good tennis player in his youth. And this probably isn't the truth, but you'll get it. Kind of observing people on the tennis court, he noticed that they had a fairly unique kind of conversation. And it was unique because it was a conversation they were having with themselves. So it would be kind of, you're groveling around the back of the court in the leaves looking for the tennis ball that just went by you at vast velocity. And the conversation typically starts with an expletive, moves swiftly to a judgment, your backhand is useless, and then into an instruction. Stay on your toes. And he said, whoa, who's speaking to whom? So for mere convenience, called the voice giving the instructions, that part of you, self one. And the doer, self two. And he said about self one, words reflected in Rick in your piece, he said, self one is the internalized voice of your parents and your teachers. Those who would have you do it their way. Self two is that bit of you that has the capacity to be in flow. It's the whole human being in full expression with all its capacities, without fear and doubt. So this self one is marked by fear and doubt. There's a healthy doubt, which is, I wonder, am I doing the right thing? And there's a not healthy doubt, which is, I'm not good enough. And they're very different things. And so I'm talking about the second of those, the not healthy doubt.